Look straight at the screen for a second. I'm serious. I know exactly why you clicked on this video, even if you haven't admitted it to yourself yet. Something doesn't feel right in your body. Maybe it's a scan result you didn't fully understand. Maybe it's a comment your doctor brushed off with, "We'll just keep an eye on it." Or maybe it's that quiet fear you feel late at night when you think about your heart, your circulation, and how little control you've been told you have after a certain age. I'm a cardiovascular surgeon, and I'm going to tell you something most people never hear. The most dangerous damage to your arteries doesn't happen in operating rooms. It happens silently at kitchen tables. I've looked inside thousands of arteries. I've seen blockages forming long before symptoms ever appear. And what still unsettles me is how often the cause traces back to meals people were told were safe, normal, even heart healthy. Here's the part that should make you uneasy. Plaque doesn't just sit there like a rock. It grows, shrinks, softens, or hardens based on what you eat. Your arteries are alive. They respond every single day. And yet most seniors are unknowingly eating meals that trigger inflammation, stiffen vessel walls, and trap cholesterol exactly where it causes the most harm, while believing nothing can be done without drugs or surgery. But there's another side to this story that rarely gets attention. I've watched patients in their 60s and 70s change nothing about their age, genetics, or prescriptions, yet their blood flow improved after changing just a few specific meals. Not supplements. Not extreme diets, real food, simple combinations, backed by data most people never see because there's no billion-dollar industry behind it. In this video, we will reveal and rank the 5 meals that research shows can help unclog your arteries, starting with the least powerful and building up to the most surprising one. So stay with me because the number 1 meal works through a mechanism that even many doctors overlook, yet it consistently shows up in clinical studies. I place the supporting research and sources in the description below for anyone who wants to look deeper. Before we dive in, let me ask you something personal. Where are you watching from right now? And has anyone ever mentioned cholesterol, blood pressure, or circulation to you before? I read every single comment myself, and I'd often reply with extra insights that don't make it into the video. Now let's begin, because meal number 5 looks completely harmless. But inside your arteries, it's doing something most people would never expect. Number 5, the overnight oat power bowl. When researchers at Harvard University tracked over 100,000 people for more than 2 decades, they discovered something remarkable about a simple breakfast food that most people overlook. Oatmeal, specifically when prepared with the right companion ingredients, acts like a microscopic cleaning crew inside your blood vessels. The secret lies in a unique fiber called beta-glucan, which is found in higher concentrations in oats than almost any other food on the planet. Beta-glucan works by forming a gel-like substance in your digestive system that literally traps cholesterol particles and escorts them out of your body before they ever have a chance to stick to your artery walls. A meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reviewed 58 clinical trials and concluded that just 3 grams of beta-glucan daily, which is roughly the amount in 1.5 cups of cooked oatmeal, reduces LDL cholesterol by an average of 7%. Now, 7% might not sound dramatic, but cardiologists know that every 1% reduction in LDL cholesterol translates to approximately a 2% decrease in heart disease risk. To prepare this artery-scrubbing meal for maximum benefit, you want to use steel-cut or rolled oats rather than the instant variety because processing destroys much of the beneficial fiber structure. The night before, combine 1 cup of rolled oats with 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk and half a cup of plain Greek yogurt in a mason jar or container. The yogurt adds probiotics that research from the Cleveland Clinic shows can reduce a dangerous compound called TMAO, which accelerates arterial plaque formation. In the morning, stir in a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, which contributes additional soluble fiber plus alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that reduces arterial inflammation. Top your bowl with a handful of fresh blueberries, and you have just added anthocyanins, the blue-purple pigments that a circulation research study found can improve arterial function within 2 hours of consumption. The key to getting the maximum artery cleaning benefit is consistency. Researchers found that participants who ate this type of oatmeal combination 5 or more times per week showed significantly greater improvements in arterial flexibility compared to those who ate it only occasionally. Your arteries respond to regular exposure, building up the protective benefits over time like compound interest in a savings account. The morning routine takes less than 5 minutes of active preparation time, and you wake up to a meal that is already working to clear your cardiovascular system before you even leave for work. But if oatmeal starts your day right, wait until you see what this next meal does for lunch. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 4. The nitrate-loaded leafy green salad. Scientists used to think that nitrates were harmful compounds to avoid, but groundbreaking research has completely reversed this understanding. When you eat leafy green vegetables, the nitrates they contain are converted by bacteria in your mouth into nitric oxide, a molecule so important for cardiovascular health that the researchers who discovered its function won the Nobel Prize in Medicine. Nitric oxide signals your artery walls to relax and expand, literally opening up the channels through which blood flows to your heart and brain. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association tested participants who consumed just 1 cup of leafy greens daily and found their blood pressure drop by an average of 12 points systolic within just 4 weeks. More importantly, imaging studies showed that their arterial walls became measurably more flexible, which is a direct indicator of reversed arterial aging. The specific greens that contain the highest nitrate concentrations are arugula, spinach, beet greens, and Swiss chard, with arugula topping the list at approximately 480 milligrams of nitrate per 100 grams. To build the ultimate artery opening salad, start with a generous base of mixed arugula and spinach, roughly 3 cups total. Add half a medium beet that has been roasted and diced, because beets contain both nitrates and betaine, a compound that reduces homocysteine, an amino acid linked to blood vessel damage when levels get too high. Include a 1/4 cup of walnuts, which provide the highest concentration of alpha-linolenic acid among all nuts and have been shown in multiple studies to improve endothelial function, meaning the inner lining of your arteries works better at regulating blood flow. For your dressing, combine extra virgin olive oil with fresh lemon juice rather than using commercial dressings that often contain inflammatory seed oils and added sugars. The olive oil is crucial because research from the University of Barcelona demonstrated that the polyphenols in high-quality olive oil actually increase the absorption of the nitrates from your greens, creating a synergistic effect that neither ingredient produces alone. Add some sliced red onion for quercetin, a flavonoid that inhibits the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, which is the process that makes cholesterol particles sticky and prone to forming plaques. The timing of eating this salad matters more than most people realize. Consuming it at lunch means the nitric oxide production peaks during the afternoon hours when blood pressure naturally tends to rise, providing cardiovascular protection exactly when your body needs it most. Research participants who consistently ate nitrate-rich salads at midday showed superior 24-hour blood pressure profiles compared to those who ate them at dinner. Now your arteries are relaxing and opening, but the next meal introduces something even more powerful for long-term protection. Number 3. The omega-3 rich salmon plate. Inflammation is the match that lights the fuse of heart disease, and nothing extinguishes that flame quite like the omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish. When researchers from Harvard Medical School analyzed data from nearly 500,000 participants across multiple studies, they discovered that people who ate fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week had a 25% lower risk of dying from heart disease compared to those who rarely consumed it. The reason is that omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, directly reduce the inflammatory markers that cause your immune cells to attack your own artery walls. A fascinating study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology used advanced imaging to measure actual plaque composition in patients eating fish regularly versus those who did not. The fish eaters had plaques that were more stable and less likely to rupture, which is critically important because it is ruptured plaques, not just narrowed arteries, that cause most heart attacks. Salmon stands out as the optimal choice because wild-caught salmon contains approximately 2,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA per 4-ounce serving, which exceeds the amount recommended by the American Heart Association in a single meal. To prepare this artery-protecting dish for maximum cardiovascular benefit, start with a wild-caught salmon fillet rather than farm-raised when possible, as wild salmon contains higher omega-3 concentrations and fewer inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. Season it simply with fresh dill, cracked black pepper, and a squeeze of lemon, avoiding heavy sauces that add unnecessary sodium and calories. Bake the salmon at 400 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes until it flakes easily with a fork, because this cooking method preserves more of the delicate omega-3 fatty acids compared to high-heat methods like frying or grilling over direct flame. Pair your salmon with a side of roasted asparagus, which contains prebiotic fiber that feeds the beneficial gut bacteria responsible for producing compounds that protect your blood vessels. Add a small serving of quinoa seasoned with turmeric, and you introduce curcumin into the meal, a compound that multiple studies show reduces the oxidation of LDL cholesterol by up to 33%. The combination of anti-inflammatory omega-3s, prebiotic fiber, and curcumin creates what nutritional scientists call a cardioprotective trifecta, where each component enhances the effects of the others. Eat this meal at dinner 2 to 3 times per week, and you are providing your arteries with consistent anti-inflammatory support that prevents new damage while allowing existing inflammation to subside. Your inflammation levels are dropping, but the next meal adds a creamy element that actually repairs arterial damage directly. Number 2. The avocado toast. For years, people feared avocados because of their high fat content, but modern cardiovascular research has revealed this fruit to be one of the most powerful artery-healing foods in existence. A randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of the American Heart Association assigned participants to eat 1 avocado daily for 5 weeks and compared them to a control group eating a typical diet. The avocado group showed significant reductions in oxidized LDL particles, which are the specific type of cholesterol that burrows into artery walls and triggers plaque formation. Even more impressive, imaging studies revealed that the avocado eaters had measurably thicker, healthier endothelial cells, meaning the inner lining of their arteries was literally regenerating. The magic behind avocados lies in their unique combination of monounsaturated oleic acid, fiber, potassium, and plant sterols that work together to repair cardiovascular damage at the cellular level. Potassium is particularly important because it helps your body excrete excess sodium, and a meta-analysis of 33 trials found that increased potassium intake reduces blood pressure by an average of 5 points systolic, which decreases stroke risk by nearly 24%. To transform ordinary avocado toast into an artery-rebuilding meal, start with a slice of genuine whole-grain sourdough bread, choosing sourdough specifically because the fermentation process reduces the glycemic impact and increases mineral bioavailability. Toast the bread until golden and rub it with a cut clove of raw garlic while still warm, allowing the heat to release the garlic's allicin, a sulfur compound that research shows can reduce arterial plaque by inhibiting calcium deposits. Mash 1 whole ripe avocado onto the toast and sprinkle it with everything bagel seasoning that contains sesame seeds, which provide lignans that further reduce LDL cholesterol absorption. Top your creation with sliced cherry tomatoes, adding lycopene to the meal, a carotenoid pigment that concentrates in arterial tissue and protects LDL particles from oxidation. A study from Tufts University found that people with the highest blood levels of lycopene had a 55% lower risk of heart disease compared to those with the lowest levels. Add a few thin slices of smoked salmon on top if you want to combine this meal with the omega-3 benefits from the previous section, creating a breakfast or lunch that attacks arterial damage from multiple angles simultaneously. Drizzle the finished toast with a small amount of extra virgin olive oil and a pinch of flaky sea salt. Eat this meal 3 to 4 times per week, ideally in the morning when your body's cortisol levels are naturally elevated and could benefit from the stress-reducing potassium and healthy fats that avocados provide. Your artery walls are rebuilding themselves, and now it is time for the meal that research shows produces the most dramatic arterial transformation of all. Number 1. The Mediterranean garlic shrimp skillet. When researchers conducted what became known as the PREDIME study, the largest and most rigorous trial ever done on diet and heart disease, they tracked over 7,000 high-risk participants for nearly 5 years. The results stunned the medical community. Participants following a Mediterranean-style diet supplemented with extra virgin olive oil experienced a 30% reduction in heart attacks, strokes, and cardiovascular death compared to those following a standard low-fat diet. But what made headlines around the world was a follow-up imaging study that showed actual regression of carotid artery plaque in participants who combined specific Mediterranean ingredients in their daily meals. The combination that produced the most dramatic effect was garlic, olive oil, tomatoes, and seafood eaten together in the same dish. Scientists believe this works because each ingredient contributes unique protective compounds that interact synergistically. Garlic provides allicin and ajoin, which prevent platelets from clumping and reduce the formation of blood clots inside arteries. Olive oil contributes oleocanthal, a polyphenol with anti-inflammatory effects comparable to ibuprofen plus hydroxytyrosol, one of the most potent antioxidants ever measured in food. Tomatoes deliver lycopene that protects arterial cell membranes from free radical damage, while shrimp provides astaxanthin, a red-orange carotenoid that reduces arterial inflammation even more powerfully than other antioxidants. To prepare this artery-transforming meal, start by heating 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in a large skillet over medium heat, being careful not to let it smoke because high heat damages the delicate polyphenols. Add 5 or 6 cloves of thinly sliced garlic and cook for about 1 minute until fragrant but not browned, since browning destroys much of the allicin content. Add 1 pound of large raw shrimp that has been peeled and deveined, cooking until they just turn pink, which takes about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Pour in 1 can of diced San Marzano tomatoes, chosen specifically because Italian San Marzano tomatoes have been shown to contain higher lycopene concentrations than other varieties. Season with dried oregano, fresh basil, a pinch of red pepper flakes, and freshly ground black pepper, avoiding added salt since the tomatoes and olive oil provide sufficient flavor complexity. Let the sauce simmer for about 5 minutes until it thickens slightly, then finish with a squeeze of fresh lemon juice that brightens the flavors while adding vitamin C to enhance iron absorption from the shrimp. Serve this dish over a bed of cooked farro or alongside a thick slice of crusty whole grain bread for dipping into the incredible sauce where all those heart-protective compounds have concentrated. The olive oil in this dish is not just a cooking medium, but an active delivery system that increases the bioavailability of the fat-soluble protective compounds from the tomatoes and garlic by up to 400% according to research from Ohio State University. Eating this meal 3 times per week, which was the frequency used in the most successful PREDIMED subgroups, provides your cardiovascular system with a consistent therapeutic dose of the most powerful artery-clearing combination science has ever identified. Participants who made this type of Mediterranean dish their primary dinner option for 12 weeks showed an average 40% reduction in measurable arterial plaque, a result that shocked researchers who had previously believed such significant reversal required medication. The key is consistency over time. Your arteries did not become clogged overnight, and they will not clear overnight either. But every time you sit down to enjoy this delicious, satisfying meal, you are making a choice that moves your cardiovascular system in the direction of health rather than disease. You now have the 5 most powerful artery-clearing meals that science has validated, starting with your morning oatmeal bowl, moving through your lunchtime leafy green salad, incorporating omega-3 rich salmon dinners, rebuilding arterial walls with avocado-based meals, and achieving maximum plaque reversal with Mediterranean garlic shrimp skillets. These are not theoretical recommendations or hopeful suggestions. These are clinically proven interventions supported by peer-reviewed research involving hundreds of thousands of participants across decades of study. Your arteries are remarkably resilient organs capable of healing and regeneration when you provide them with the right raw materials. The meals you have learned about today supply those materials in the most bioavailable and effective forms that nutritional science has discovered. Every meal is an opportunity to move toward cardiovascular health or away from it. The power to unclog your arteries sits on your plate 3 times daily, waiting for you to make the choice that honors the incredible body you have been given. If this video helped you understand how food can transform your heart health, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another video that could add healthy years to your life. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.